Hi, my name's Tom, and in the build-up to the event I was responsible for the venue management as well as the marketing for the event. This involved liaising with the site manager and getting preparations in place for the venue layout. For the marketing, it involved putting together social media posts which were interactive to engage our participants and update them on ticket sales and the layout of the event. For our event, our aim is to raise money for the Manchester Central Food Bank as well as collect some food donations. We chose this charity because in the local area the issue of hunger has been very relevant in the media due to Marcus Rashford and his efforts in recent years. By choosing this, it will allow us to have a greater impact on society.
I'm Lily and I've been in charge of logistics management. This includes the daily run sheet and the site plan of the centre. We've hosted this event because of the pandemic and we wanted to bring people together during the Stafford's tournament.
Hi, I'm Lewis. I did the budgeting role for the event. I wanted to make a unique, memorable event, making sure everyone comes together to fund, which is going to go to a really good cause for the Manchester Food Bank.
Hello, my name's Callum and I was in charge of the health and safety of the event. My aims and objective of doing this event was to gain hands-on experience of the preparation phase and the de-rigging of an event.
In the weeks prior to the event, I marketed the event through social media. Here you can see our posts and stories. We used Instagram as our main social media platform, as this is the most engaging platform for our target audience age group. The aim of the post was to be informative and to drive engagement to help sell out the event, which we achieved. Here is the venue as a blank canvas before we set up. During the event setup, I was responsible for placing UV tape around the courts to make the markings clear, and also for briefing the volunteers on what we expect of them and the badminton rules, as well as any other questions they may have had for us. I also helped Lily to put UV tape on the rackets.
I was responsible for putting up signs to help participants navigate around the venue and to market the Manchester Central Food Bank.
I was responsible for putting the UV tape on the badminton court when we were setting up the charity event. Besides doing the UV tape, I was also in charge of getting food from the shops before the event, as well as setting up a stall to sell refreshments for all participants and the spectators who were there to watch the event.
Pre-event, I was responsible for taping the nets and light cables to make the venue safer from a health and safety point.
And here is the venue with everything in place, ready to go. During the event itself, I was checking in participants and directing them to their respective courts and informing them of their team number. Here you can see the document used to check in the participants upon arrival. We have their name and also their team number, which we can inform them of. Once the event got underway, I also helped umpire on one of the courts.
During the event, I was responsible for umpiring on court 3. This was because of my knowledge of the badminton rules.
Along with the food stall, I also overseen the minigame, which participants could play in between games. Here are some participants attempting the minigame.
During the event, I handled the logistics, including helping the movement of the participants to their games and keeping score of the games using the scorekeeping sheet shown on the screen.
good sport, like.
After the group phase had finished, we went from using 4 courts to 2. To speed up the de-rigging process, I began taking up the tape on the vacant courts. Whilst Lily completed post-event interviews with participants, I took down all the signage around the venue.
After the event, I removed the UV tape from the nets and the rackets with Callum, who also took the tape off the floor.
How did you find the event?
It was quite nice. It's fun. It's the first time we've played UV badminton. It was quite the experience.
So you've never played an event like this before?
No, it's the first time I've heard of it, to be honest.
How did you hear about it?
There was a poster outside, and that was a good thing, yeah.
Perfect. And if we could improve on something, what would that be?
Improve. I think there was some confusion regarding which court to play on and what the score was.
And we were supposed to play another team for the finals.
Yeah.
But then we played another team, so
yeah. But it was good overall.
And if you needed help, did you know where to go and who to talk to?
Yeah.
There were a lot of help available whenever we needed it.
Perfect.
So when we were coming for Active Campus, we met Yetta, who told us about this, and she said we should come visit and play, and it'll be a lot of fun.
How did you find it?
It was great. We enjoyed, we had fun. Yeah. I think what I liked the most was that there were players of all different skill sets, and I think that really helped.
I agree. Anything for us for the future that we could improve on?
I think we should do stuff like this more often. Yeah.
So more, definitely. I agree.
Yeah, I wasn't confident at reffing, but then they let me know the rules, and then I was fine, comfortable, and they were always on hand to help me. Yeah.
Go. So overall, I thought it went quite smoothly. At the beginning, we had a few dropouts, which meant that the layout got a bit disrupted. So we had to take extra time out to fix that, but once it was fixed, it went really well. Everyone knew where they were meant to be and felt able to ask us any questions, and we got lots of good feedback, and everyone seemed to have lots of fun.
So we just finished the event. Overall, I'd say it was a successful event. So before the event, I was responsible for setting up the courts with the tapings around the court markings to allow the participants to see in the dark. Once we had set up the event, I was then responsible for checking the participants in upon arrival and then letting them know which court they were on and what their team number was, and then answering any general questions about the event and how it would work. Once we got started, I then was one of the umpires on one of the courts and then updating the fixture list between games. With this, we could have prepared a better contingency plan as we had 3 teams not show up. So originally the flow of the event wasn't as smooth as it could have been, and if we were to do the event again, I would highly recommend having several fixture sets prepared in case of this happening in future. But overall, I'd say the event was successful and enjoyable for the participants, and ultimately we have raised a good amount of money and food for the Manchester Central Food Bank.
So what was your reflections of the event, and what would you do next time to maybe improve the event?
I'd say the event overall did run successfully. However, we did have a bit of a blip at the start. There was a couple of teams that didn't turn up. So I'd say to do better, we should have had better contingency plans for that in place. But once everything got going, I feel like it was a really enjoyable event. Every team was playing, no one complained, everyone seemed to have a smile on their face as they were leaving. So yeah, I'd say a successful event, but could definitely improve on having better contingency plans in place. So Lewis, how would you say the event went?
I think the event went really well. At the start we were really organised, and then when we were setting up the courts with all the UV tape, making sure the stalls were all set up. Then during the start of the event, when everyone came in, it was a bit chaotic, we had a few no-shows, so to be able to adapt and improvise, we were a bit iffy at the start as it wasn't all certain, it was a little bit of a mess, but we recuperated really fast, recovered. The event went on to be quite successful. The reviews we had from everybody else really seemed to enjoy the event. Everyone was smiling, I say it went really well, and it just got everyone just to come together, and it went to a good cause. All the money we've put together, which was going to go to the Manchester Food Bank, as well as donating food and drinks. So I'd say it was quite a successful event.